Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a really cool Kellogg wooden wall crank telephone. This is John's equipment from North Carolina. And this is the initial checkout of this really cool telephone. And we're going to run through a little bit about what needs to be done. Now, we want to do a conversion on this unit, and we're going to try to save the original receiver capsule and the cloth cord. We're going to troubleshoot that and make sure it's good. And if the receiver capsule turns out to work properly, then we're going to try to utilize that. Now we're going to have to upgrade the transmitter with an electronic amplified transmitter that we design and build at the shop here. And we also want to install a circuit that we design and build here at the shop that allows you to walk up to this telephone, crank the crank, and ring the original bells, but not backfeed any voltage into the telephone line. And yet when you get a call, your original bells will ring. Now, this is a unique telephone because the bells are actually located on the inside of the door behind the shelf. And we're going to show you the inside of this telephone. We'll go ahead and open the unit up. Now that we have the unit open, we want to go through the solenoids. We want to make sure that they're good and in working condition, and that they're adjusted. We also want to go through the bells. Now, they need to be mounted properly. They're actually mounted lower than the clapper, and there should have been a bushing behind the bells. Right now, they're just bolted. Somebody has put some new bolts in here, and the bells are actually touching the metal bracket, the frame of the bell itself, and that's improper. So we have to put the bells on properly and make sure that they're installed right. We also want to go through the magneto. We want to make sure that that is producing voltage. We're going to go through the hook switch. We know that that's loose. That has to be tightened up. We're going to have to go through the wiring on this unit. We want to wire this telephone the way we want it wired to work the way we want it to work. We also have a schematic on the inside of the unit on the backboard. It does not have the model number of this telephone on that schematic. I'm sure with a little bit of searching, the model number could be found. But it's a very unique telephone because the bells are in the inside, and then they have the areas cut out with a metal frame on them for the sound to escape for the bells. So it's a very unique telephone, very cool. We're going to go ahead and get some still pictures of this unit. We have a lot of work that we need to do, so we're going to get a start on that. We'll come back and get some more video as we move forward in the repair and conversion of this really cool Kellogg wooden wall crank telephone. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back now, and we're in the middle of the process of repairing and converting this really cool wooden wall crank telephone, and we're going to show a little bit about what's going on. Now, we're working on the magneto. We're finding a lot of metal shavings in this unit and pieces of wire because of the work that has been done to this telephone over the years. And since the magneto is magnetic, it picks up these wires and it sticks to it, and we want to remove these wires and metal shavings. Now there's some. We've already cleaned it up quite a bit. Here's another one. If the video is picking that up, we want to be careful because they're magnetic, or the magneto is, and we have some up here. You want to discard any of that because we do not want any of these wires or metal shavings getting into our contacts or inside the magneto and causing any kind of issues. Now I'm going to spin it around because we have a lot of that metal in this area. And there's quite a few of them right there. So we're cleaning up the magneto because that is going to cause us problems. Get rid of that. Here's some back here. Some more. So we want to get rid of all of the shavings that we find. Now, we're also working on the bell and the bell circuit, and we want to go ahead and use the analyzer, and we're going to send a ring cycle, and I'm going to go on the low side first of the ring cycle from the analyzer, and we're going to go ahead and ring the bells. I'm going to let that go a couple times. I'll let it go one more time and we'll stop it. And then we're going to go to a normal ring cycle, which would be a little higher. I'll let it go one more time and we'll stop the ring cycle. And we're working on our hook switch, our circuit for the magneto. We're working on the wiring. We've installed our electronic amplified transmitter and connected the wiring to that transmitter. We've also installed our modular port for the line cord, so you can simply bring in any length line cord, any color that you choose, and plug right into the modular port. Makes for a simple, easy plug and play connection. We want to go ahead and finish this work up. We'll come back and get some more video as we move forward in the repair and conversion of this really cool wooden wall crank telephone. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back now, and we are finished up with the repair and conversion of this really cool Kellogg wooden wall crank telephone, and we're ready to start our final checkout. We also want to mention a few things before we start that checkout. Now, on the hook switch hanger and the hook switch, there is a cosmetic plate that is attached to the side of the telephone, and the screws in that cosmetic plate are actually not the screws that tighten up the hook switch, and they are underneath that cosmetic plate, and they were stripped out at the hook switch. That was all repaired and gone through. We were able to utilize the original cloth cord and the receiver capsule. Now we had to go in and work on that issue, and that was taken care of. We rewired this telephone the way we want it wired to work the way we want it to work. We also installed a modular line port so that you can bring in any length line cord, any color that you choose, bring it right into the back of the telephone and plug right into the port. Makes for a simple, easy plug and play connection. Now we're going to do some still pictures of our modular line port. We went through the bells. They needed to be adjusted, the solenoids need to be adjusted, and the bracket for the solenoids was loose. That all had to be repaired. The bells had to be properly installed, and that was taken care of. We went through the crank, we removed it, we worked on the crank, we reinstalled that. That's all been taken care of. We installed an electronic amplified transmitter. That transmitter has a high quality transmit power, and we build and design that transmitter here at the shop. We also want to mention our amplified pickup. We use this in troubleshooting, repairing, and on our final checkouts. It's amplified so you can hear the audio from a receiver. And I have an amplifier back by the video. It has a button on it, and I can push that button and give dial tone or take it away at any time. And since it's an open amplifier, it is prone to any static or noise or interference in the atmosphere, and it's an open amplifier, so you will hear a little bit of a electrical hum. I'm going to go ahead and push the button. The video may be picking this up, and we'll just go ahead and push the button. I'm going to release it. I'm going to push it one more time. And I'm going to release it. Now that's normal for an amplifier. If you hear that during the checkout, it will be coming from the amplifier and not the telephone. Now what we want to do is we want to use the crank, and we're going to ring the telephone, so we'll go ahead and ring the unit. Now we're also going to use a tone generator because there's no keypad in this telephone, and on our final checkout we'll go ahead and use a tone generator to dial our numbers. Now I want to use the analyzer and send a ring cycle like you were getting a call, so we'll start that. We're going to let that go a few times. We'll let it go one more time and we'll give you some dial tone. We want to go ahead and hit the hook switch like we were dialing a 1 and cause dial tone to go away. And a 1 showed up on our analyzer. Now every time you see this red light light up, that's an indication of 100% modulation on transmit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. Now I'm pretty far back away from this telephone, and it's almost acting like a speakerphone. The electronic amplified transmitters that we design and build here at the shop are of high quality. They're very sensitive, and it's almost like a speakerphone. In the old days, you would have had to get right up on the spit cup and talk on this telephone, but you don't have to do that any longer. You can stand back away from it, and whoever you're talking to will not have a problem hearing you. Now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and push this button on the switch box. That gives us a line out totally takes the analyzer out of the situation, and we'll call our time and temp number. So we'll go ahead and push that button, give you some dial tone, use our tone dialer,
Good evening. Today is Sunday, October 23rd. The time is 11:47. Current temperature 58 degrees. Clear through Monday, high today near 77. Low tonight around 47. Monday, high near 66.
we can go ahead and hang our unit up. Now that we know that this really cool Kellogg wooden wall crank telephone has been repaired and converted, we can return it to John and he can enjoy this telephone. I'm sure it's going to look great no matter where it's installed. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Thank you for watching and have a great day.